to the best morning show on the globe. It's Bradley and Emery in the morning, y'all. LeBron or Jordan, either one when I'm performing. Crossover, buzzer beater and I'm scoring. Bradham and Emery in the morning. Every play they on it. Every day I'm balling. Who's the coach? Who's the GOAT? Like Brady and Belichick, best show on the globe. And they embellish it. Y'all paying Zippy, I'm Ken Griffey or maybe Mahomes. I stay in the zone, whether man to man or play in the zone. They can't stop me. Mayweather boxing, Curry with the shot, man. We just the best to be. Can we have our SP, please? This was meant to be. Every morning with Bradham and Emery.
Yes, sir. You know the vibes. Bradman in the morning. Marcus Brown, Justin Emery.
Yo, what's going on?
So,
Mr. B tweeting over there.
What's that?
Said, what's going on, Mr. B tweeting over there. Background looking all crispy.
It is. The Rams win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They are now into the victory portion and the spoils of the parade and all the things that follow Disneyland and
I gotta tell you, I have a little bit of beef with their parade as well.
Okay, we'll get into that. So yeah, I'm sure everyone knows by now that unfortunately, let me make sure I pull up her name to have her name.
Her name's Kelly. I don't know her last name.
I know Kelly, but I want to get her last name. Kelly Smiley had an unfortunate incident. She fell off the stage and injured her spine. Pretty serious injury, obviously. And Matt Stafford caught a lot of backlash for his reaction to her falling in the first place. Okay. Listen. Obviously, I know it looked bad. Of course it looked bad. Can we please recognize where these people are and what's exactly is going on when they're at these parades? Like, Matthew Stafford was like 3 sheets to the wind.
That's an understatement.
Probably had no idea. You can see in his face, he had no idea what was going on. And we've all been there before where we're too drunk to care about anything that's actually happening around us. Like, he was in drunk tunnel vision. Like, where it was like, that happened, that sucks, and moving on. Like, you told me at my party you fell through my railing.
Yeah.
I couldn't have cared less. I really couldn't have. I was so inebriated. I was just like, all right.
So the funny part was, until you just brought that up, I forgot that even happened.
Yeah, and like that's just like the thing is, people are just so stupid, like just so dumb. Like, do you have nothing better in your life to just wait to criticize some person and wait to make someone else feel bad?
Plus, let's be honest. We don't know what he said.
Well, apparently I think that was his wife sitting next to him. I think everyone's saying he told her to take care of it.
Yes.
And because she said something to her and she runs towards the stage. Listen, I don't know where his head was, but I know it wasn't in a rationale of, oh, this woman could be. First of all, you have no idea how seriously she was hurt, number one. Number two, he wasn't in that mindset. People were trying to compare it to Jalen Hurts with the railing falling in the stadium. These are apples and oranges. Jalen Hurts is walking off the field just after a game in a completely clear state of mind. These people basically fell into his lap. So it's so different. And like we just, and you know what's going to happen? One of my favorite things has become watching the foolishness that takes place at a parade. And if you guys keep this up, what's going to happen is these guys are going to stop being unguarded and they're going to go back to being guarded. You don't get to see Tom Brady tossing the Super Bowl trophy from one boat to another if you guys continue to hound them about things like this. Sometimes things happen. I know Matt Stafford regrets the way he handled that situation. I know he does. I know he watched that back sober and was like, oh, that was awful. But sometimes you make really poor decisions when you've been drinking. It's a part of drinking. That's what happens. And for people, the backlash that he's receiving over this is absolutely ridiculous. Get a life, grab a beer, and shut up. They're gonna pay. They're taking care of all this girl's medical bills, replacing her cameras. Like, and you know, I'm sure. Like I said, I know they feel bad about this enough. Like this society of people just basically waiting for someone to do something that they disapprove of, just so they can tell them they disapprove of, can go straight to hell. I hate it. This is why I say all the time. This is why I do not enjoy and stay off of as much as possible social media, because these are the people that are waiting. They're just waiting to ruin someone's day and ruin someone's moment. Matthew Stafford won his first Super Bowl ever. He's over the moon. He feels validated, especially after playing Detroit for all of those years in football purgatory. He has a chance maybe to do it again next year. He's at his parade, having a good time with his wife, having some drinks, minding his business. And now he can't escape this. Now he's going to have to deal with questions about this all off season. Like, this is what he wants to do. Like, come on, give the guy a break.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. I believe that he's told his wife to handle it, and she did. If it was me, I would have probably reacted the exact same way, if I'm just being honest.
I might have laughed.
I
might have chuckled. Because like when you're drinking, again, you don't make the best decision. And again, no one knew how badly she was hurt. No one knew that. And sometimes falling is funny. Well, actually, all the time it's funny. Not this, because you got seriously hurt. So this is not funny, of course. But sometimes you react inappropriately to the situation, especially put on the spot. Not everyone is react. I'm not gonna say not everyone. Everyone does not react all the time the way you want them to react. And
the reaction that we got in that video was University of Georgia frat house Matt Stafford.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. And like, I'm not going to condemn him, call him a bad person and all of this because he had a bad moment, one bad moment that we've seen. We don't know these people. Stop acting like you know these people and know everything about them. You see him in the next day, he looked horrified. Looked horrified about what happened. Of course, he's like, I'm sure he's looking at, like I said, looking at the video. Oh man, come on. Like, listen, orange shirt Brady is the best Brady.
Yes.
Orange shirt, backwards hat Brady is the best Brady. And listen, he got away scot-free without any major incident. Now, if he threw the Super Bowl trophy in the water, you probably would have heard about that too. But he got off.
Gronk was going in to get that.
Yeah, he got in. He got basically scot-free off of acting a drunken fool with no repercussions. But that doesn't happen. Sometimes you have days where things happen in that course of the day. You have to be like, oh man, I didn't handle that the right way. And it happens. And Stafford had one of those situations. And we can't sit here and judge. Anyone who's had a drink, anyone who's been there knows that sometimes you're going to say the wrong thing. Sometimes you're going to react the wrong way. That's just what happens. Let the man breathe. Give him a break. And get off their phones and stop criticizing. Go out there and live your life. Losers.
When I see people fall over, I laugh.
I do too. Yo, there's a video that like one of the first things I ever saw on YouTube. It's a black and white video. I guess it's coming from one of those cameras that's overlooking the store. And it's just three people working. And there's like a trap door in the basement. And they're sitting there working, and someone opens the trap door. We don't tell the person, and the person sitting here working turns to her left and just disappears in the hole. Into the hole. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. Now, that's dangerous. She probably got really hurt, but her disappearing in the hole was hilarious.
One of the first videos I ever saw on YouTube, this kid was kicking one guy was playing goalie in soccer. The guy was kicking the ball. He was trying to do a corner, kick it like bend it into like the corner of the net.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he didn't bend it far enough. It hits off the post and hits the goalie right in the face and knocks him out.
Oh.
The whole video is only like 3 seconds long and it's hilarious. I've almost needed oxygen to resuscitate myself from laughing at that video many, many, many times.
That's my kind of content. So wait, so what was your problem with the parade?
Oh, so it was at Disneyland. if I recall correctly.
Yes.
Correct? Yes. So they're the Los Angeles Rams. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The Super Bowl was in Los Angeles. Marcus, do you know where Disneyland is?
Disneyland's Florida?
No, that's Disney World.
Disneyland's in California, right?
It's in Orange County, right by Los Angeles. My issue is what Matt Stafford can go there to Disneyland on a Tuesday if he wants to.
Mm-hmm.
They should have done them better and taken them to Disney World to Florida for the parade.
Isn't Disney World the bigger one too?
Much bigger.
Doesn't that have like the bells and whistles and all that stuff?
Yes. So I mean, this is like the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, and they had the parade and all of that at Six Flags. Like they can go there on a Tuesday if they want to. So that's just my issue with it, is that I felt like they should have went to Disney World, not Disneyland. I felt like it gypped the players because Disneyland is essentially in their backyard.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, I guess. Well, I guess they probably like we don't feel like getting on a flight to do all this. Let's just get this done right here. I mean, and then like you have to also think about the fans, even though they don't really have a.
Yeah, I'm saying like that's weak. That's weak to me.
Yeah. All right.
That was my only pushback. Like, I mean, it's just it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but listen, it's never gonna beat the boat parade. So
no, the boat parade. Can we? Is it possible? Can we just talk to the powers that be? Can we just have a boat parade even if they don't win? Or if they decide that they don't want to do the boat parade, can we have our own boat parade anyway?
I think that might be a good idea.
Because this is too good of an idea to pass up, and I can't imagine that they're going to listen to us and take advantage of this. But it's too good of an opportunity to pass up.
It is. I think the boat parade for the Sixers would work. Line up on Boathouse Row. That'd be a good look.
Listen, James Harden is going to have his own boat sponsored by Delilah's.
Oh my gosh! Parade Harden and Parade Embiid. That's the parade I need to see. But speaking of the Sixers,
big game.
Big boy win last night. Big boy win. Great win. Great win. Especially going in the All-Star break. Barkley on the pregame show summed it up. This is one of those games where you say, "Hey, I'm going for the MVP. We're not shutting anything down," or it's like, "Let's shut this down if we got Harden after the All-Star break." Sixers didn't do that, especially after getting beat by 48 on Tuesday. It was nice to see them come back and respond. But like I said on Wednesday, that was one of those games you just throw out. I mean, Boston was literally hitting everything. I mean, they were white hot, and then they end up losing the next night to Detroit. That's just how the NBA is. But it was a great game. Sixers were in danger of getting blown out of the building in the second quarter. They got down 53-41, then go on a 28-8 run. Spearhead. I mean, Joel Embiid's gonna be the lead story. He's always lead story, 42 and 14. But Maxey with a huge second quarter got them back in it and got them to take the lead. They were down 53-41. Then at halftime, they were up 69-61 in a matter of minutes. And you're already seeing the effect of James Harden influence already. You're already seeing it. You saw during a timeout, he takes Maxey, talks to him, starts telling him, "Yo, man, I'm going to need you to be a little more aggressive." What does Maxey do? Comes out, give you 14 second quarter. Apparently, George Niang also said after the game that he drove into the paint, lost the ball early in the game, and then Harden talked to him and said, "Yeah, bro, put up 10 threes. That's your game. Threes." That's a lineup I want to see. I want to see the lineup that has George Niang and James Harden in it. Because all George Niang wants to do is stand in the corner and shoot. That's all he wants to do. That's all, and he's really good at it. Like when he gets going, and like he can knock him down. He has all the confidence in the world. So that's the lineup I want to see. But you're already seeing that influence. I love where Maxey drives to the hoop, gets a 3-point play, and you see Harden stand up and go, thank you, which was hilarious. Just saying thank you to Maxey for finally doing what he told him to do.
He is so quick.
Yeah, lightning. You use
He's not
he is lightning.
not De'Aaron Fox level fast, but he's quick.
Yeah. He reminds me of a young John Wall fast. Like he's in that vein.
But John Wall, I think, I don't know if it's fair or not. Maybe it's just because when he's running, his hair's just going wild. But he always looks out of control when he's driving.
Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. It's the hair. I'm sure it looks like the hair going.
Yeah, because the hair's everywhere, and I always, whenever he goes up, I'm always like, "Is this?" I don't know if I would have done that.
Yeah. So
John Wall, he was like athletically different.
Right. So you're already hearing like how Maxey is literally just following James Harden around everywhere during practice. It reminds me now, obviously the talent level is way different from the guy who's following around, but it reminds me of when you heard when Roy Halladay first got here and Kyle Kendrick was literally following him everywhere.
Yeah.
Soaking up all the knowledge, working out with him, all of that. That people started actually calling him Little Doc because he's just following around so much. Now, Kendrick didn't have nearly the talent palette that Maxey does, but it's a similar comparison where Maxey knows to soak it all up from Harden. And he, which is a great person to learn from, for Maxey and the way Maxey wants to play. So, and Maxey, I think we can agree, is way more athletic than James Harden ever was, even in his prime. So, Maxey's starting with a higher athletic palette than Harden is. Now you give him some of Harden's basketball IQ and the ball handling, all that stuff. That's a scary proposition. But Embiid carries you to the finish line again, 42 and 14, doing whatever he wanted out there. I'm surprised the Bucks didn't switch Giannis on him earlier. Giannis picked him up like the last minute of the game, and I'm surprised they didn't try to do that a little bit earlier to help out, because you had Bobby Portis on him, which was silly. Serge Ibaka, who's an older, he's not Serge Ibaka from 5 years ago.
Part of the reason is that they needed the offense out of Giannis.
And it took a while for Giannis to get going. I thought George Niang in the first half did a pretty good job on him, which when I saw it, I was like, I don't know about this, but did a pretty good job on him.
But had Giannis had to cover Embiid, he would have. I mean, Embiid wouldn't have put up 42, I don't think, but he would have been gassed on offense. There's no way. What Giannis put up 33, I think. 32. Mm-hmm. There's no way he would have put up 32.
Most that was in the second half. Like he didn't have a great first half.
There's no way he would have put up 32 if he had to guard Embiid the whole game.
That's fair. I'm not.
He's a handful.
I just would have like in certain spurts maybe, because it was interesting too, because Jrue Holiday is one of the best on-ball defenders in the NBA, and Maxey was lighting him up for a period of time. He got together. Jrue Holiday had a really nice offensive game. He honestly was a big reason that got the Bucks back in the game in the second half, was his play and Giannis' play, because Chris Middleton was nowhere to be found with a very quiet 19. For the Sixers, you again paced by Embiid. Maxey helps you out. Great game by Niang. Niang played very, very well. Did George Niang things. Hit huge shots down the stretch for them. There was times even late fourth quarter where it looked like it was going to get away from the Sixers, but it didn't because of some big shots by Niang. Korkmaz gives you a big three, but it was a quality win. I know the Bucks are missing some people too. You got Grayson Allen's out with a hip. Connaughton's out with his hand. Brook Lopez hasn't played all year with his back. They expect to have him back at some point at the All-Star break, but still a quality win on the road. And the Sixers now are 19-10 on the road. And the home record's not where you want it to be, but a lot of that is because of December. They had a lot of home games in December on that weird stretch where everyone was infested. So that'll straighten itself out, because Sixers have always been a good home team, but they haven't been a great road team. But this year they're playing great ball on the road, 9 games over 500, and just a solid way to go in the All-Star break. I mean, this is all the momentum on your side. You're now 3-1 since the trade. And you're missing Curry, you're missing Drummond. you didn't play Paul Reed last night. Played Millsap and gave Millsap those minutes. The buyout market thing, I'm torn because as much as I think they do need a big man, I love to have Goran Dragic. And I don't know what the likelihood of him committing to come here because, there's a lot of teams that want him and, Miami's one of those teams and he's very comfortable in Miami. But if you can get him, man, is that solidify that second unit, having him run point with Milton as your because I like Shake. I decided my biggest problem with Shake Milton has been him trying to be a point guard. Shake Milton is not a point guard. No, that's a no. So I like him much better off the ball. And if I can get Shake Milton off the ball, I would like that much more in that second unit. However, I'm torn with the idea of Millsap or Paul Reed being Embiid's backup for the rest of the season. I don't know if that's the best idea. And I don't know if you can. I don't know that you can really get a big man unless you do maybe instead of getting Tristan Thompson, going Dragic and DeAndre Jordan. But I don't know how I feel about DeAndre Jordan either because he really can't do much of anything. So I don't know.
So it's a lot to digest there, and I have points on all of it. So first, my critique of last night's game is everything that you said. It's good to go into the All-Star break, beating the team who everybody says is the favorite in the conference, despite the fact that they're not the number one seed. Embiid, this is a feather cap win for him for the MVP race, doing this in Milwaukee against Giannis on national television, going into the All-Star break. That's good for him. It actually flips them from the 5th seed up to the 3rd seed right now for the Eastern Conference.
Correct.
Which is big.
Mm-hmm.
They're 2.5 games behind both Miami and Chicago, who are tied.
You have tiebreakers over Chicago, and I believe they've already beaten Miami twice.
I'm not sure about Miami, but you are correct. I know they do have the tiebreaker over Chicago.
I think they've already beat Miami twice. I know they beat them once already, but I feel like they've beaten them twice. Oh, you know what? I think they split. I think they won down Miami and they lost that shorthanded game where no one played with Miami. They lost that game, so they split. So still work to do there, but they do have tiebreaker over Chicago.
And yeah, I know they have the tiebreaker over Chicago. Matisse Thybulle had a milk carton game yesterday on offense.
Yeah.
It was not good.
No, not at all.
That needs to get better.
It does, but honestly, they're so loaded on offense. It almost doesn't matter with him and his scoring right now. It just doesn't. They're so loaded, especially you bring in Harden now too. They're absolutely loaded. Now, I do listen, he's going to have to figure this out and become not a knockdown jump shooter, just an average jump shooter. He's going to have to figure that out. I don't feel he's ever going to be a guy that's good off the dribble, but he needs to be able to knock down an open jump shot consistently, get up to the league average of 38 to 39% from 3. That's important. I don't know that that's important for this year. Because you're think about starting lineup. You got Maxey, you got Harden, you got Embiid, you got Harris. We don't need there's a lot of shots going around right there. A lot of shots.
Let me just read you his stat line yesterday.
Okay.
0 for 1.
Mm-hmm.
1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 block, 1 turnover, -14.
Yeah, it was a bad game for him. But the one shot, again, that's because there's not a lot of shots to go around anymore. There won't be. There'll be even less with Harden. Where's his shots coming from? He's I don't know what they plan to do with him, if they plan to start him next to Harris or they're going to start Green next to Harris. I would probably start him next to Harris just for, again, you need a defensive presence, especially now that
start him.
Yeah, now that you don't have Simmons, you have
to start him.
I would do that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm conflicted when it comes to him offensively because I don't think it matters right now because they just have so much. But then again, I'm like, yo, kid, you're gonna need to knock down an open jump shot because he's gonna get. He will be open. He will have shots at least 2 to 3 times during a game where he's wide open for a 3, and I need you to hit 1 or 2 of those. So yeah, it's something this offseason he really needs to work on. Like he needs to work on getting that shot right.
And then as far as what you had said about the buyout market, I can say that I have heard from someone who spoke to Daryl Morey that said the backup center deal is already done. It just hasn't been announced yet.
Okay.
So apparently the move has already been made. It's just
if that's the energy, I hope it's Tristan Thompson. I think he's the best fit, and he'll give you a lot more than you'll get from DeAndre Jordan. Yeah, I really would rather not have.
He should be coming out of All-Star break with the backup big man already signed.
Okay. Again, I hope it's Tristan Thompson. I think that
Daryl Morey is a beast. He's in beast mode right now.
Yeah, well now it's you're getting greedy. You're getting greedy. You're seeing what you can do, and you want to do it. I mean the fact is, like, the way
Daryl Morey makes me so happy because Sam Hinkie was his protege. Now we have the master.
Right.
We don't even have the apprentice.
Right.
And I'm so excited. Like this is what we should be doing right now had they never brought in Burnergate guy.
Right. And had the NBA never gotten involved.
Yeah. Makes me so happy.
Yeah, I mean, it's the way this thing started this season, and the way they were able to tread water, navigating the Ben Simmons situation, and to where they are now, where, hey, the 1 seed is there. Like, you're 2.5 out with the 1 seed going to the All-Star break, and you're bringing in James Harden. So, and it's weird. It's a lot of weirdo behavior going on here. It's really interesting to me, the national media, and how now all of a sudden that Ben Simmons has gotten traded.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh my gosh, the Sixers made a huge mistake. Oh man, the Brooklyn Nets, you made your competition that much better.
It's like, yo, we got James Harden.
We got James Harden, number 1. And number 2, what about the past 5 years makes you believe that anything's going to be different in Brooklyn with Ben Simmons? Like, that press conference was your vote of confidence? That things are going to be different?
No.
Like, that's why you think that things are going to be different? Like, come on, man. Like, listen, the Nets could potentially be a really good basketball team with Ben Simmons. It's not a question. It's never a question. The question is that really what's going to happen? Has he really been working on his free throws? Is he a better free throw shooter? Is he a willing shot taker at this point in time, in the playoffs? What happens in the playoffs when those lights get brighter? What Ben Simmons is going to be there then? How is that going to work? How is it going to work with him, Kyrie, and KD? What happens the first time KD gives you a side look? You going to fold like a tent? Or are you going to take that? So, I don't know. I just think it's weirdo behavior how, everyone is just assuming Brooklyn. And Brooklyn for this year, they're an 8 seed. They're an 8 seed. You really there's no date for when Kevin Durant's coming back.
No.
You're just assuming that this vaccine thing is going to get overturned in New York, which it should because it's stupid. But you're assuming that's going to get overturned. We don't know that for sure. And you have no timetable on Ben Simmons. So really the 3 guys that you're counting on, you have no idea when they're coming back. And you just lost to the Wizards last night. I mean, you had a crazy comeback against the Nets. I'm sorry, against the Knicks the night before. It's down 28, but the Knicks are a dumpster fire at this point. Tibbs will be fired definitely by the end of the year, maybe before that. So that's not really an impressive resume win. I mean, listen, came out 28, good on you. But the next night you fumble the bag at home and lose to the Wizards. So by 14, and you were never really in that game. So everyone needs to cool it with the Nets. Stop it. Stop. Just stop. That's why Harden wanted to get out there. He obviously saw something and said, you know what?
I'm out.
Get out of here. Because you see, if you're watching the game last night, you see his joy and happiness on the bench. Like, this is the most animated that I've seen him. Now, he's not a guy who's hurt very often, so usually he's playing. But I remember him on the bench in Brooklyn, and, like, he was never disengaged. Like, his interaction with his teammates, he is very, very, very happy being a Philadelphia 76er. Very happy. And listen, they're saying at practice on, what's today is Friday, on, I believe, Wednesday, he was clocked the fastest he's been all season. So this is good. This is very, very good. And I wouldn't, if you're a Sixers fan, I wouldn't be worried about the Nets this year because they have a lot of work to do. They have a lot of work to do. And now they're in a position now being 8th seed. They got to leapfrog a lot of teams. And teams at this point now, the All-Star break, they're solidified. They're not going anywhere. Miami's not going anywhere. They'll be in the top 5. Chicago's not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. Cleveland, they're not supposed to be here, but here they are. And they don't seem like they're going anywhere. Milwaukee, obviously not going anywhere. Boston is here now. Toronto is here. And if you're Brooklyn, you do still have to worry about the Charlottes and the Atlantas. Because Charlotte right now, the 9th spot, they're only 2 games back of you. And Atlanta's only 3 games back of you. With actual and both those teams have actual basketball teams with all of their pieces. They're not missing anybody. So you gotta worry about that. So Brooklyn at the point right now are basically worrying about playing themselves into the playoffs and trying to get out of that playing game, which I don't think they are. I think they're going to be in the playing game because, like I said, Kyrie, no idea. Ben, no idea. KD, no idea. No idea. You don't know when any of these people are coming and coming back, and you're stuck with role players. You got good play out of Patty Mills. The rookie's giving you a lot of work up there. He's a big part of the comeback Tuesday. Then all LaMarcus Aldridge is what LaMarcus Aldridge is at this point in his career. He'll give you some buckets. Got Seth Curry. He's helping. But that's not a team that's gonna be a threat in the playoffs or a threat to make a deep run. And like the thing is, you still have to figure this stuff out. Like these 3 guys, even when they come back, let's just say best case scenario, they're all back mid-March. They're gonna need time to figure each other out. They've never played together before. And Kyrie and KD, they've played a grand total of like 20 games together in 2 years. So all of this stuff with KD, Kyrie, Ben, they've got to figure it out. And oh, by the way, as you're figuring it out, you're trying to get out of the playing game and get out of that situation, fighting but a bunch of teams in the bottom of the division. Like this isn't week 3 of the season. We're at the All-Star break. It's a downhill road to the playoffs. We got how many games? Let me see how many games. So the Sixers have played 35, 55, 58 games. So it's 24 games less than a season. That's nothing. 24 games left. 24 games to the playoffs. So you got 24 games to figure out when these guys are going to be available. Can Kyrie play home and road games? How does Ben fit into this? How do we all play together? But we worried about them in this trade and how the Sixers didn't win this trade. What are we talking about here? Oh, and by the way, there's a rumor out there. I don't know if you heard this, but there's a rumor out there that Harden will decline his option.
I heard this from Zach.
And he will decline his option and sign for less money for the Sixers to get another big piece in here in the offseason. They're looking to maybe move Tobias Harris in the offseason and free up some money there, sign Harden for less money, and get another big piece in here. So the Sixers aren't done. This isn't even a complete roster for them right now either, and they got a real shot to get out of the East. So we should be very happy about where we're at right now, going to the All-Star break, feeling good. It's funny. Sixers last year at this time were the 1 seed. I feel like I feel better now about them than I did then last year. Because last year, it was still the great unknown. It was still, okay, this is nice. We're the 1 seed. But what will Ben Simmons be in the playoffs?
Nothing.
And we saw how it turned out. So I actually really feel better now than I do. Like, think about it this way. It's almost like for the last 24 games and the playoffs, you've got a free agent coming here, a guy who hasn't played yet, and a top 5 player in the league.
Mm-hmm.
When did you ever say that's happened before in this city? That you've got a guy next Friday making his debut, 7 days from now, going to debut, and he's a top 5 player in the league to pair with the best player in the world right now. Oh, yeah, you still have Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah, and
Thibault's there too. The minivan's there.
Tobias Harris.
Toby.
We're about to see Tobias Harris go crazy, I think, because now he gets to become the third.
I agree with you. Last year, my stance was I thought that the way, because Tobias Harris he should have been an all-star last year. He had a really good year last year. And I thought that would parlay and he would be able to be, while Ben was the second best player on the team, I thought Tobias would be the second best scorer on the team. I was wrong. He can't do that.
No.
He can be your third best scorer.
Yes.
He can give you that sneaky 17, 18. And, especially, and now too, you're going to have either Maxey, Harden, and Embiid on the floor at all times. You're not going to see the bench lineup with just Tobias Harris because he can't carry a bench lineup. He's not good enough to do that. But Maxey can, Harden can, Embiid can. So you're going to have one of those guys paired with the bench.
We hope so.
At all times. It better be. It better be. I better get my Harden Yang combo platter. I need that. I need that in my life. I need Harden, dribble drive, kick to the corner, and Yang. Jordan Yang. I need that.
Just knocking down corner threes.
Knocking down corner. Like, he now has been relegated. I never want to see Jordan Yang drive the basket again. We don't need to see that anymore. First of all, it's not pleasant to watch. Second of all, it's something we don't need to see anymore. All I want you doing, George, is pick a spot. Uncle James will find you. Pick a spot. Just pick a spot. Wherever you want to stand, pick a spot. Uncle James will hit you. So, listen, I'm going to take a break. On the other side, a couple things we're going to do. I'm going to play the what-if game. I thought of a scenario that I want to run by you.
Okay.
And I just saw on Twitter, friends of the show, the realest podcast ever, I saw you at me on this, asked a very interesting question.
Oh, yes.
Of two of my favorites of all time, of my era. So we're gonna do that also. Okay. Grab me in the morning. Marcus Brown, just Emery. We're right back.
Looking for authentic Mexican food close to home? Great news. District Taco is just around the corner in Abington, Pennsylvania, and they'd love to fiesta with you. Offering delicious fish tacos, a California burrito stuffed with guac, steak, fries, and chipotle mayo, plus sweet, crispy churros. District Taco has it all. Try out the newest location and come back for more. Get 10% off your first in-app order with promo code BREMI10. Always fresh, always Mexican. District Taco.
Relationships can be tough, and finding that special someone can be even tougher. So when it's time to make a decision on what to do with the ring, you don't want to have that be tough too, right? Hi, I'm Marcus Brown. I'm going to talk to you guys, my friends at Vans Jewelers, located at 13 South York Road in the heart of Hatboro. Back in 2017, when I decided to get engaged, there was only one choice for me. Going into Vans Jewelers, I was quite nervous, but they put me at ease right away with their friendly staff and their easy selection. They have selections for any budget. Rings, watches, chains, earrings, you name it, they got it. They also offer free ultrasonic cleaning and stone checks on any ring. Vans Jewelers also provides cleanings while you wait every Tuesday through Friday. What else do you want? You can't beat it. Go see my friends at Vans Jewelers, located again at the heart of Hatboro, 13 South York Road.
Justin here. Let me tell you about my friends over at Beef Jerky Outlet. A family-owned business, Sharon and Michael have the best jerky around. They have a huge selection to choose from, but always make sure to try my personal favorite, the Honey Barbecue Turkey Jerky. Don't think they only have jerky for sale. They also have the best supply of sauces, marinades, and rubs for all of your new recipes. Located at 110 Lincoln Highway, right by Oxford Valley Mall. Head on over there, go in and say, yo, Justin sent me.
every Friday, we're bringing you bits.
But it's especially hilarious to me knowing what I've seen happen in McDonald's locations over the years. Hell, what I've done in McDonald's locations over the years.
Hits.
Always winterize your pipes. I think that is such a funny.
And everything in between.
Nah,
Oh,
see, it's the
God.
opposite. You don't see it, and he was totally about eating that baby.
We are Twitty and the Brand. We're going to ruin something that you love. New episodes weekly on all your favorite podcast streamers.
Yeah, man. Welcome back. Bradman in the morning. Marcus Brown, just Emery.
Yo. Got some happy birthdays to give out for today. We got some facts to get to today too.
Okay.
So we'll start in the sports world. 1981, Wayne Gretzky records his 5th career hat trick before the age of 21, becoming the first player to do that. The great one.
I feel like the Kings, Gretzky, the jersey was better, but Edmonton Oilers, Wayne was a different Wayne.
He was quite the player.
Yeah, him and Messier on the Oilers.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he had that Wayne Gretzky hockey video game.
Yeah, I
It's the
remember.
only hockey game I ever owned.
I was a big mine was EA Sports NHL 94. That was the move.
Do you remember NHL Hits?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, that was the game. The 3-on-3.
Yeah, hockey games are typically fun on playing them on video games. They're a lot of fun.
Some more hockey news. 1936, a record 32 points is scored in a single game.
That's outrageous.
Yes.
32 spot.
Yeah, that's a lot going on there.
Sounds like me in NHL 94.
Oh,
Yeah, I was a beast in that game. Nobody want to see me on 94.
94.
Actually brought back the for NHL 2021, they brought back the graphics for NHL 94.
Okay.
They did it with today's players. I had that on my Xbox. It took me right back to 13-year-old Bradham.
Oh.
There was some sleepless nights playing that game. Sleepless nights.
Yeah, so you get stuck in doing a franchise mode or something, and
Oh yeah, just going in. But they didn't have. They only had. You could only do playoffs. You couldn't do seasons. But so you would do playoffs. But when your friends come over, it's just you're up all night just doing a tournament.
yes. What I used to do is I try to accomplish things like, can I take 100 shots in a game? Can
Yeah,
I score 25 goals in a game?
yeah,
It's just going all out.
yeah.
1986, Alvin Robertson records a quadruple double.
Whoa.
20 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists, 10 steals in a win over the Phoenix Suns in regulation.
Allen Robinson, was he a Buck at that time?
San Antonio. He was a Spur.
Okay.
And as far as sports goes, that wraps up the sports world. We got some music though.
Okay.
Got some music. In 1959, this is the day that Ray Charles recorded "What I'd Say" in New York City.
Ooh. Okay.
Also on this day in 1966, the song "Good Vibrations" is recorded.
Wow. Huge day.
Yes, and pivoting to the hip hop realm, it is Dr. Dre's birthday.
Big month for Dre.
And in 1990, this was Freddie Mercury's final on-stage performance.
Freddie Mercury, my favorite, one of my favorite frontmen of all time.
Oh, I had to slide that in there. Had to make sure I slide that in there. In the history realm, it is the day that Mark Twain's Huckleberry Finn is published.
Okay.
Never read it.
Never have I.
No, I know it's a big book, but never read it. And a couple other birthdays to give out today. John Travolta. Let's see. Vanna White.
The ageless Vanna White.
Yes.
Is It's not right to look like that at 65 years old.
No.
That's silly.
Le'Veon Bell,
Okay.
Joel Santana.
Jewels, dips, and Tannis. That's that.
Yep. And
Yo, Jewels had a moment in 2005 for like 2 months where he was like the hottest rapper in the world.
yes.
It was like that a 3-month stretch where Jewels was, and then he came back briefly with like Beamer, Benz, and Bentley. Like, I think it was like 09. Something like that, 09, 10, somewhere in there.
I think it was 08, 09, because that came out when I was in college, but it was early college. So it had to have been like 08.
I remember the bass being serious. I had a system in my my SUV, and that bass was serious business on the Beamer, Benz, and Bentley.
Yeah, there was this party house at Penn State that would often. So when you go and live in a college town during the summer, it can be kind of dead a little bit up there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I would live up there during the summer. So there was this one house that would always throw parties, but the people that lived there, they lived there during the summer too. So I knew that I could count on them to be throwing a banger during the summer.
Yeah.
They loved themselves some Joel Santana. Loved themselves some of that.
I.
Like, you could guarantee at least once a day, you could walk by and you'd be like, all right, I don't know what's going on in there, but they're getting after it.
Well, he had his biggest hits were obviously the Whistle Song and that feature on Chris Brown's debut single, Run It. That's when Jewels was on top of the world.
Yeah.
He's been eating off that month for about 20 years now.
Yep. I mean, hey. Oh, also, one more birthday to give out, and that is TV host Jillian Michaels, the fitness lady.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a weird moment. What was that? 05, you said?
Yes. Yeah, it was like 05.
That is
I mean, I was in a Dipset. Cam, Jim Jones, and Jewels. I was a Dipset guy.
I liked Cam. I mean, who didn't?
Yeah.
Jim Jones. That was the ballin'. That's all right. Yeah.
Dipset was a very influential hip hop group. They were the first group that I remember slowing down them BPMs big time on like slowing down those BPMs, those soul samples. But like they're like all that like stuff we take for granted today on like slower still slaps. Like Dipset was doing that.
I was taking Swoop for a walk yesterday because it was super, super nice out. And I found myself digging on my phone through old playlists that I had made forever ago.
Mm-hmm.
Found myself listening to Currency.
Oh wow. You're in the crates.
I was like, all right, this is very, very 2009 right now.
Yes, yeah. I mean, so since we're talking music now, we might as well just get into that. So yeah, you I saw you add me. I just saw that literally about a half hour ago, and
yeah, I think I popped up pre-show was when I saw it.
Yeah, so friends of the show, Realest Podcast Ever, posed a question, a very interesting question. Then I love the way they phrase this too: prime versus prime. Not career versus career. Prime versus prime. Who's better? DMX or 50 Cent? This is a really tough one. Because, and the reason why it's so interesting conversation is because both of these guys had a very similar trajectory to the top. They both had a period of time where they were white hot. It wasn't a consistent hot. It was just that white hot. Like you would say 50 Cent, 2002, 2003, really, he had 3 years, but the the last couple Junior Radio mixtapes into Get Rich or Die Trying was like his apex. And then DMX is 98. We talked about before. I think for me, for my money, I have to go DMX. I think I go DMX because he did something that 50 Cent didn't do and that no one's been able to do. 2 platinum selling albums in the same year within a 6-month period. And then I put that in with the iconic features he had that year, the Money, Power, Respect, 24 Hours to Live, Money, Cash, Hoes. He did. I mean, he was, that year for him was just insanity. And then he tops it off with the Woodstock performance. So I think I go X, but it's by the slightest of slight margins. It's not by a lot at all. Because 50 Cent, on the other hand, like if someone had a 50 Cent argument for me, I wouldn't be able to push back much against it. This is just gut reaction that I think I give it to DMX because 50 Cent, yeah, you go that Junior Radio series, that whole year of 2002 into In the Club, which is, you talk about, like, obviously it's a club record, but like you talk about club bangers, like in songs that like when like you were in a club, like if I didn't hear this song, something must be wrong. Like what are you not playing the song for like 5 years? I mean, you still can hear it today, but there was a 5-year stretch. Like you knew the most important songs of the time by the time it dropped. Anything dropping from midnight to 12:30, those were the records that were the hottest records in the country. Like the Sexy Backs, records like that, Holla Back Girl, those records, that 12 to 12:30 slot, that was the hottest in the country slot drops. In the Club was in that bracket for like 5 years. 5 years you went out anywhere from 12 to 12:30, you're hearing In the Club. It's happening. And it deserved to be there because it was, I mean, when that came out, there was nothing else moving. Like nothing else moved for months. Like that's all you wanted to hear. If they put that on repeat on a station for 24 hours, I'd have been here for it. I'd been like, all right, let's do it. Just play it, just keep playing on a loop. It was so. The only thing I can compare it to the first time hearing that song was the first time I heard Otis, Kanye, and Jay-Z. That's the only thing really I can think of where I was just like, it was like life altering. Like I remember Otis, I was landscaping. It was like I was hungover. It was like 7 a.m. that came on. And like I literally was grabbing my forehead at 7 a.m. Like this is insane. And In the Club was the same thing where it was like I heard it and it was like, wow, I don't know. And there's actually a story out there that beat originally, the first people to hear that beat was D12, and they passed on it, and 50 got it. But like, thank God they passed on it because I don't know what they would have did with that. I don't want to hear D12 on that. But 50 on that, I mean, and then he it was so brilliant with the Go Shawty, It's Your Birthday, because like it's now like what he did with that, he branded that song that's going to be around forever. There's always somebody's birthday. It's always somebody's birthday. So like he branded that perfectly for that intro, that song will be played forever. Like you'll hear that it's like Stevie Wonder when he did it with the Happy Birthday song. But 50 Cent branding that beginning with the Go Shawty, It's Your Birthday. Every drunk white girl wants to hear that on her birthday. Like forever. Like it doesn't matter, like girls, dudes, whatever, but like that song is going to be played and synonymous with birthdays because there's always somebody's birthday. I think he actually even said that in the interview. It's always somebody's birthday. But it was a genius move to do that in the beginning. And then everything, the song is just so smooth, and you add that in with the Dre percussion and the bass. Everything just works. It's like a perfect marriage of ingredients. So yeah, I go DMX, but there's a big argument to be made for 50 Cent.
I'm going 50 Cent personally, just because I was too young for when that was with DMX.
Mm-hmm.
But I vividly remember 50 Cent breaking onto the scene and his rise. I vividly remember that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go with that just because I was too young to really grasp DMX when it was going on.
Yeah.
So I have to go with 50 Cent in this one.
I think another thing too, I just thought of as you were saying that is the reason why I go DMX because DMX changed the culture. Like it was a culture shift. Like 50 Cent capitalized off the culture. DMX changed it because when DMX hit the scene in '98, this was the bad boy era. This was shiny suits. This was money rap. This was Diddy. This was a prettier version of hip hop. It was really the beginning of the mainstream of hip hop. Bad Boy Records and Diddy had a lot to do with that. More Money, More Problems really was kind of the turning point for hip hop going from being counterculture to culture. And that song was very poppy. That's why it had that was one of the first hip hop songs I remember being played on the station, the local station around here for pop is Q102. So that was the big deal to have a hip hop song on Q102. Now it's commonplace because hip hop is culture. Back then, that was not something you saw every day, and you didn't really hear that. Like you literally heard No Doubt, the boom boom boom. You hear me say wayo, that stuff, and then More Money, More Problems. That wasn't happening back then. So that's going on, and then '98, DMX comes out with the grimy, the do-rag. That was a culture shift. And it kind of wiped away all that Bad Boy stuff. And Bad Boy was hot. But it kind of just wiped all of that away and took all of that and totally changed and transformed everything. And with that music, it was a music video. It's like a heartbeat. Doom, 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 doom. And it was like, welcome to the tunnel. You hear, and then it's Get At Me, Dog. And even the way that video is shot, you look at the Bad Boy videos, they're all pretty and cute. And they're all wearing, again, the shiny suits, the nice outfits, the suits, all that stuff. DMX, they shoot this video in black and white with the splotched black in there. And they're literally in the street just going at it. And then the Rough Riders culture, of the motorcycle culture, which for black people, we'd never seen that before. That's always been there, but we never seen that on television, the motorcycle culture and all that. So DMX changed the culture. It was a major culture shift when DMX came on the scene.
Okay.
That's why I go with X. But so I want to do this. I want to play the what if game. This is something I've been thinking about now for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Ben Simmons is gone. We know that, obviously. And we know how everything transpired. Everything went down. Now, like I said on Wednesday, a lot of what happened here and the sour feelings, and you can go all the way back to Ben Simmons' scouting report in 2016. He likes things to revolve around him. And when Brett Brown was here, that was basically the case. This was Ben. It was Ben and Joe's team, but it was catered towards Ben. Mm-hmm. That's how it always was. Brett Brown's known Ben Simmons as a baby. They had a good relationship, even though Ben Simmons kind of threw him under the bus on his way out. They had a really good relationship. So you fast forward that and you get to Brett Brown's departure. And then Morey comes in and then things shift and it goes towards Embiid. Everything now, as you see, is being built around Embiid. Even when Ben was here, the conversation was, what can we do with Embiid? Because Embiid, during this time, worked on his game, became an MVP candidate, and maybe that's what changed things. I don't know. Maybe it's Daryl Morey came in, looked at both of them, and said, I like him better. I don't know. I have no idea. I can't answer that question of what Daryl Morey saw. He was right, but I don't know what he saw initially to be like, we're going to go this direction. So my question is this. Let's just say Brett Brown never gets fired.
Okay.
Let's say that doesn't happen, and let's say ownership says, listen, this is our guy. You can come in here, do whatever you want to do, but Brett Brown stays here. I just wonder how this would have been handled if Brett Brown's here as the Ben Simmons guy, Daryl Morey's here as a Joel Embiid guy. Because Ben Simmons didn't really have any representation in the organization anymore when Brett Brown got fired. That was his guy. That was the guy that really rode for him. And after that, it was kind of like he was on his own pretty much to kind of figure this out. Because, listen, Daryl Morey comes in here, and within weeks, Ben Simmons on the trading block. Within weeks, the Harden stuff he starts talking. And that almost got done last year or the year before. So you think about all of that. I just have to wonder if Brett Brown never got moved, what the conversations would have been like between Brett Brown and Daryl Morey. Would Brett Brown have been fighting to keep Ben Simmons here? Would he have been a good liaison in the whole turmoil that happened last summer? Like, would he have been able to reach Ben in a way that no one else could? Not that we wanted him to, because we ended up getting James Harden. We may have better on the deal. I'm not saying I'm not saying I want things to be different. I'm wondering if it would have been any different, or would the infighting have been so bad it would have gone to a nuclear level? And who would have ownership rode with? Like, what would they have done? These are questions I have. So I want to ask you, what do you think about this? What do you think, if anything, would have changed if Brett Brown was here?
All right, so let's rewind it, and we'll start this entire thing based off of how we'll start this. The timeline begins the end of Game 7 last year, okay?
Okay.
Because according to Ben, on his 500 million press releases that Clutch put out over the last few months, apparently this all started with Doc Rivers' comments after the game. So we'll start the timeline there.
Okay.
Let's make the assumption that Brett Brown wouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would have Embiid done? I don't know. Embiid probably still would have been Embiid, if we're being honest.
Yeah, right. But real quick,
Yes.
the interesting thing about the Embiid comments, and like I didn't think about this until he said it. We all assumed that he was referring to Ben Simmons there. But if you think about it, he's actually talking about Matisse. Because he said, I don't know how to say it, but I think the turning point was when he had opportunity to get 2 points and we only got 1. Matisse was at the line. So maybe like that was a cute way of putting Ben in it too. But that's pretty much all he said. I think the Doc comments was definitely more of the two damning comments than the Embiid comments, is what I'm saying.
Well, it should have been 3 points regardless. It should have been the 2 for the dunk and then go to the line and turn that, because Trae Young would have fouled Ben Simmons.
Yes.
But you complete the 3-point play.
Correct. And now it's it would be 87-86 at this point. It's at 85.
Yes.
And really, like, Matisse made some really, like, he's the one, he fouled Herter on that 3, and that was the game right there. I mean, Trae hits that. I think the next possession when Trae hits that long 3 in Ben's face to make it 89-85. But then I think the Sixers score again to make 89-87, and then I think that's when the foul happens.
Yes.
Somewhere, something like that. But anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, so we'll start it then. All right, so Brett Brown wouldn't have made those comments. We just know he would not have.
Right.
At least not publicly.
Right.
He may have some words behind the scenes, but we're going off what was said publicly.
Right.
So I don't know if Ben Simmons would have held out the entire offseason because Brett Brown wouldn't have put himself in that situation. So I think that we would be stuck status quo going into this season where we were last year. Fast forward to now, I think that we would have moved Ben Simmons at the trade deadline still. He would have been playing, though, and Daryl Morey would have basically said to ownership, me or the coach, make the decision, and this would be Brett Brown's last year anyway. So I think that we would have moved Simmons still at the trade deadline this year. However, he would have played the entire first half of the season, or however many games it is before the trade deadline.
Yeah.
He would have played all of those games. He would have been traded probably for James Harden because everything in Brooklyn is still going down the drain. That doesn't change anything that happened in Brooklyn of what's going on here. So he still probably would have tried to trade Ben. We may have even been able to trade just Ben and Curry because Ben would have been playing this whole time. He would have been doing his all-star game push that he does every year
Right.
after Christmas.
You might have actually been able to get away with just Ben and picks if he played the first half.
It very well could have. So obviously Brett Brown would have pushed back on this.
Mm-hmm.
But Daryl Morey would have been like, no, I'm Daryl Morey. This is what we're doing. That's that. And he's not just the general manager. He's the president of basketball operations.
Right.
Elton Brand's the general manager.
Right.
So obviously Josh Harris and company is going to side, or shouldn't say obviously, they damn sure better side with Daryl Morey than Brett Brown. So I think that's how it would have laid out to this point in time. So we may still have James Harden right now, but it would have came under other pretenses rather than him holding out the whole time.
So knowing what we know and saying what you just said, what happens to Embiid in all of this? Because I just feel, and this is just me personally, I feel like Daryl Morey definitely like empowered Joel Embiid. And I don't know what that relationship did, or I have no idea, but I believe that relationship is one of the reasons, and it may not be the number one reason, but I feel like it's one of the reasons we're getting this Joel Embiid. Well,
he could have empowered him regardless of any of those other circumstances. So I don't think Embiid.
It's not the thing is, it was this distinct organizational flip when Brown got fired and Morey got brought in, where we were going this direction, we're now going this direction.
Yeah, but Morey could have done that regardless of whether it be Brett Brown or Doc Rivers.
Yeah, but he could have, but there would have been resistance. There was no resistance.
Brett Brown is not a roadblock. This man is a speed bump. You run over Brett Brown and you keep going.
Well, I mean, yes, but he still works there. So
yeah, but he doesn't have. This was his first head coaching job. He didn't have a good track record, mostly because he agreed.
They did him dirty.
I'm not saying they didn't. I'm not saying they didn't.
About that team they gave him out last year.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
I'm not saying you're wrong. My only point is that on paper, this is what it is.
Yeah, like you took a guy who was the first couple years a pace guy, push the ball.
Do you think that Doug Peterson deserves his next job to be the coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars? No. Do you know why? He's probably not that great of a coach, despite the fact that he won the Super Bowl. It's the same thing. Brett Brown. Okay, like he's not that great of a coach. Have you ever heard of him getting a job interview over the last 2 years?
No, I haven't. I mean, I think he has that scarlet letter of all the losing he had to do before but listen, when he was given teams, he won games. He did. And I'll give credit where credit to that series, where the Toronto series, he's the one that took Ben out of point guard responsibilities and put him in the dunker spot and put the ball in Jimmy Butler's hands. Game 2 against the Raptors. And then kept that for the rest of the series. So I mean, listen.
Part of the biggest reason why Brett Brown lost his job is during that brief period of time where he was essentially the general manager as well. He whiffed on a lot of potential players to bring in because the agents didn't want to deal with a team that essentially the head coach was their GM.
Yeah, LeBron situation. LeBron didn't even show up to the meeting.
So that was the biggest nail in his coffin, I think, for that.
But I think LeBron was smart. LeBron knew the Sixers weren't ready at that point.
They weren't.
We thought, you know, it's we talk about this all the time. You think you're ready a couple years before you're actually ready, and the Sixers weren't ready at that point.
They're ready now.
They're ready now. They weren't ready with the LeBron when LeBron was a free agent and they were trying to recruit him here. They weren't ready. Embiid was way too immature, and Simmons was you'd seen his ceiling based on his results in the playoffs. I just think it's interesting because, like I said, I think Brett Brown was done pretty dirty here. The way that ended, I think a lot of that was not his fault. Simmons gets hurt; he doesn't play in the playoffs, and that team was just poorly constructed. You bring in Josh Richardson, you bring in Al Horford. That just didn't. They didn't have enough shooting, not enough spacing. Horford and Embiid was an absolute nightmare in a bad way on the court. You were asking Al Horford to shoot way too many threes because you were trying to create spacing. And he was asked to do something that he had never been asked to do through his career. That didn't make sense. Josh Richardson could not hit the side of a building, you know, with a basketball, let alone a hoop. Like, he just was not as good of a shooter as they needed.
That team sucked.
Not only they were not good, they were a horrible watch. I hated watching them play basketball.
None of the pieces fit together
at all. And then that series against Boston was just awful, absolutely awful. Honestly, the worst I felt as a Sixers fan during this entire time was that series in the bubble against Boston. But that, again, a lot of that was not his fault. He was inherited a team that just didn't make sense, which was it's the proof is in the pudding. It was deconstructed going into last year, and why they were so successful is what do? You bring in shooters. You brought in Seth Curry, which is a significant upgrade over what they had. That was big. And then you got Tobias Harris, right? With Doc Rivers coming in. But I want to throw that out there because I thought it'd be an interesting conversation because with Ben is a guy that needs to feel loved. He needs to feel like everyone loves him. Like Embiid played second fiddle here for years and was okay with it. You didn't hear really anything about it. We look back at it now and we reflect and we see he was second fiddle here. But think about it. It's something that we didn't really think about until now. Now we think about that stuff. Now we didn't think about this stuff a couple years ago, but he was second fiddle. It was an afterthought. The team wasn't constructed around him. The pace wasn't built for him. Everything about this team was built for Ben Simmons. And you really didn't hear much about that until all of this stuff that's come out, because then now what happens? Embiid starts talking and saying, well, wait a minute. You're saying I'm the problem when everything here has been constructed for you to be successful? I've done everything in my power to make this work. I've allowed you to play at your pace. We've brought in pieces that fit your style, and I'm still eating. But now you're upset because they want to put things around me because they see now that I'm a better investment than you. And that's when Ben pouted, took his ball and went home. And that's really cut out all the red tape, take away everything, take away Game 7, take away the summer. That really was the problem here. The problem was that Ben Simmons felt underappreciated here and did not like the fact that everything was now shifting towards Joel Embiid and not towards him. He saw the writing on the wall. He knew after Game 7 that was even going to increase, and he didn't like that. So he kicked and screamed, and now he's not here anymore. I don't want people to get misconstrued, so let me spell it out for you. I am very happy the way things have turned out. I think Doc Rivers coming in here with Daryl Morey was a significant upgrade over the Brett Brown, Elton Brand regime. As far as player development, as far as bringing players in, you obviously see the things that's happened here because of all of that. So it was very, very good. It was good moves. We got to where we need to get to, and now we can just get ready for that second half.
I'm so excited.
So yeah, this is going to be.
I was sitting here the whole pre-show. I was like, man, is there any more basketball tonight? Like, please tell me we get one more night before the All-Star break.
It's going to be a lot of I've had fun. I told you this. I've had more fun watching this team this year than I thought I was going to have. But man, now we're adding.
Oh, we're getting it. We're getting after it now. We're title hunting now. We are title hunting in the second half.
Yes, absolutely. 24 games left in the regular season. I think the record you want is like a 17-7 type. I think 17-7 gets you the 1 seed.
Yes.
I gotta look. I mean, we'll on Monday. Maybe we'll go through the range schedule and do wins and losses.
Okay.
Monday and see what's going on because I really have no idea what's really coming up besides March 10th.
I know you got the Celtics coming up. I think one more time.
Yeah. Okay. So
I was looking at the tickets for that game. So
yeah. So like you got 24 games left to get to chase for the 1 seed. But listen, it's not necessary when you're as good as the Sixers are right now. It's not necessary. You don't necessarily have to have a 1 seed to get to the finals.
Yeah.
They are good enough to go and beat anybody in any building.
As long as you have the home court the first round, that's all that matters.
Yes. Because they're like I said, they're good enough to go to and there's no buildings right now you're like afraid to go in. Like people are afraid to come here. I don't think there's any buildings that Milwaukee is a nice atmosphere. I'm not afraid to go there.
No.
Miami is not a great atmosphere. They get hype. No, but like they're not places.
You know why I'm worried about Miami? I'm worried about James Harden.
No,
that's my biggest concern.
Embiid's gonna be like, hey James, you're gonna babysit Arthur tonight. I brought Arthur down just for you to watch. Arthur's gonna watch you. You're not gonna watch Arthur. Arthur's gonna watch you. I guess the one place that's gonna be an atmosphere we haven't seen in a while is Chicago, because Chicago is one of the people forget, but Chicago
they haven't been relevant in so long.
Right, Chicago is one of the best atmospheres in the NBA, and the United Center is one of the best buildings in the NBA. But they've been, like you said, they really haven't had that look because they really haven't been relevant for years. Going back to the last time was Derrick Rose MVP year, and he gets hurt, and that kind of washes that away. But with a legitimate shot to do something, they've been in the playoffs since then, obviously. But with a legitimate shot to do something, it's been probably since that year. So that'll be an interesting environment. Cleveland's good too, but that team is so young that they're not ready to play significant playoff basketball. You saw the Sixers handle them easily last Saturday night, just with ease, with a lineup that's not going to be their final lineup. So I'm not worried about them in the playoffs. Brooklyn, that's not a great atmosphere either. It's a bunch of Brooklyn hipsters out there. It's not anything you should be concerned to go to. So the Sixers really have in the playoffs, if you look at it, they have 1 or 1A of the best atmosphere going into the playoffs. So yeah, it's like you said. I'm excited. I'm ready to get this cracking.
Yep.
Anything else?
We got a hate it or love it to get to real quick.
Okay.
And then if you want to debut the rebrand today, we can debut the rebrand, or we can save it for next week.
We'll save that.
Save that for next week?
Yes.
All right. Next Wednesday, we will be debuting rebranding and re-releasing. Is that a better way to word it?
There you go. Yeah.
Rebranding and re-releasing one of your favorite segments.
I like it.
Because we have some big news.
Repackaging.
Repackaging. There we go. But we do have a hate it or love it. So let's get to it real quick.
Let's do it.
All right. So I have not seen any of these in the wild yet, but I've seen pictures of them. The super king size candy bars, Marcus. A 6-pack of Reese cups.
A 6-pack?
A 6-pack, the super king size. It's meant to be shared, but obviously those are just optional guidance words.
I don't know that I could take down a 6-pack of Reese's at one sitting. Maybe I do 2 here.
Who said you had to do it in one sitting?
Yeah, maybe I do 2 or 3 and then save the rest, but I don't really need that in my life. I don't need a 6-pack of Reese's.
I do.
It's not something I need.
I do.
Yeah, after partaking, that'll probably be a good snack for you.
I need that all the time. Reese's are we've established.
I'm a Reese's man too.
Reese's are a top 5 all-time snack in any
top
category.
5 dinner alive.
Yeah, in any category whatsoever.
Reese's top 2 is not 2.
I mean, if we're including all snacks, like we're including chips and all different things, like it's a top
Sweets.
five.
Just the sweets.
I mean, it's top 3.
Yeah, I'm a Reese's ride or die Reese's.
It's Reese's.
Now, if you're bringing in the chips, now I got to bring Doritos in here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it's chips, it's top 5. If it's sweet,
Yeah.
I'll give it top 3.
Okay.
Because for me, it's Sour Patch Watermelon is number 1.
I enjoy Sour Patches. Yeah.
Then Reese's is up there, and then probably
like gummies.
What's that?
Gummies.
Yeah. So like,
But see, I eat more consistently. I'm more consistent Reese's. 'Cause I don't have a big sweet tooth, but Reese's I will.
yeah.
I'll F up.
Oh yeah. And for me, it's the cookies and cream Hershey bar. They're the top 3.
All
And
right.
if you're splitting hairs amongst them,
Yeah.
they're all getting a grade above a 9.5. So we're splitting hairs. But so you're out on the 6.
Yeah, I don't need that. Hate it. I don't need 6.
Oh, that's bad.
Give me the 3. Give me the 3. I'm good with 3.
Okay. Have you heard about the boat that's on fire?
What?
A boat. It's a boat. It's a cargo ship, and it is on fire.
Really?
Currently, right now, it's on fire.
How long has this been going on?
I don't know, maybe like 3-4 days.
I haven't. No. What's
So it was a cargo ship traveling from Germany to North America,
okay?
is stocked full of custom luxury vehicles.
Oh no.
However, the cargo ship caught on fire, and the entire 22-man crew had to abandon ship. So now it's
Are
just
they all safe?
they're all fine. They've all been rescued.
Okay, good.
It is
That
now just
crazy.
floating across the Atlantic.
Okay,
No. Everybody they've been rescued. They've all been attended to. They're fine.
good.
They have all of them. All 22 have survived. They're all fine.
Mm-hmm. Good.
It is now just on fire, floating across the Atlantic Ocean. Tens of millions of dollars of luxury vehicles on it.
I mean, I love it because this is rich people ish. You got to make this call to Preston Howell III and tell him his Bentley is not going to be delivered on time because it's on fire in the middle of
A lot of Porsches. From what I've read, there's a lot of
This
Porsches
is
on
rich
there.
people ish.
So,
Yeah, don't calm down. Oh man, what? I want 2 more weeks. Oh, I was going to drive up the coast. You're not happening.
So you want to stay in Europe, or you want to come back to the U.S.?
Let's stay in Europe.
Okay. A woman called the police on her husband after he refused her request to stop sleeping naked.
What?
So she requested that he stop sleeping naked in
Oh,
bed.
he's sleeping naked.
He's sleeping naked, and he said he's not comfortable wearing clothes, that he wants to sleep naked. She told him to stop doing that. He didn't, so she called the police on him.
Okay. It's a lot to unpack there. First of all, I don't get the sleeping naked thing. Like that's too free. That's too much freedom for me. I feel too free. I don't want to be that free in bed. Like it's a lot. It's a lot. You roll over. It's weird. Like, I don't want my entire body on the sheets like that. It's too much. Now that we've all had those nights where like we've been way too inebriated to put on clothes and we just fall in the bed. But at 3:30 in the morning, you wake your behind up and you throw on some shorts. You cannot wake up in the morning like that. Not okay. I mean, calling the cops feels obviously a little bit extreme, but I love it because I love the fact that she's wanting to get this done and bringing other people's opinions on it. I mean, what do you think the cops even said? Like, ma'am, we understand you're concerned about this, but this is not a matter for the police. We can't help you here. It's a domestic issue. Cops love saying what's domestic. It's a domestic issue. I mean, I don't know. Like, yeah, I respect her being a go-getter and trying to figure that out. But why are you bringing the authorities? Like, what was that? Did you call not? Well, I mean, it's in Europe, so not 911. But did you call an emergency number?
I
Like, do you know a cop?
I don't know.
Okay, Bob, get over here. Can you talk to Jim? Tell him to put on clothes while he's sleeping. I don't understand, but I don't understand why this bothers her so much. Like, why are you like? Why do you care? Like, is he poking in the back? Pokey poke?
I don't know.
Like I don't know. Is he a cuddler? And you're like
From the way it
hairs get on your nightgown?
from the way it makes it seem, the only reason why he didn't want to do it is because it was a discomfort issue.
That's weird to me. I don't know any man has ever said I'm uncomfortable sleeping. Like I can't. I don't. Here's the things I don't understand in bed. I don't understand socks. I don't understand shirts.
No, fact.
I don't get either one of those things in bed. Like I don't. The people that sleep with socks, you're a sociopath.
Yes.
Seek professional help.
Yes.
Why do you want socks on in bed? I don't understand shirts either. Like, bro. Like, no one's gonna judge your body. You're under the covers. No one's gonna judge.
So I agree with you. However, I have been known to just abruptly dip out when in a tank top.
Yeah, but you're not planning it. You're just falling asleep.
But like
If
I
you plan
won't.
it with a
But I
shirt,
also won't. I also just won't worry about it though.
Yeah, but if you're playing like you brush your teeth, you're planning to get in bed, the shirt's coming off, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's different. If you dip out, that's a different circumstance.
But the thing is that if I dip out in a t-shirt when I arise, I'll take it off.
Exactly.
If I dip out in a tank top, I just let it go.
This is what it's like the naked thing. Like when you're inebriated and you just pass out in bed stark naked, you wake up at 3:30 in the morning, you're like, whoa, ho.
See, but the thing is, I think it's the difference is that it's the open shoulder, the exposed shoulder. I think is what makes me not care about that because I still have it.
Because you're in a tank top. Yeah, when I flip over, the shoulder needs to be out.
Yes.
I
Where
need that hand in the shoulder.
T-shirt, absolutely not. T-shirt, no. But if it's a tank top and the shoulder's exposed, when you roll over, then you're good to go.
I don't understand the girls that sleep in like the long sleeve shirt, long pants, and like socks. Are you planning to like sleep in the wilderness some point tonight?
Not me.
Like, what are you doing? Like, how is that comfortable?
No, I don't know.
And then you're talking about you're hot. Of course you are. Like your body temperature rises when you're sleeping. So,
I try not to even wear pants. I try to wear shorts all the time anyway.
Yeah, that's why I need to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Like if you're a girl, it's the tank top and the shorts. If you're a guy, it's shorts. That's it. It's a conversation.
I'm not disputing it.
US.
We got one more more than in the U.S. If you guys out there like to eat McDonald's, you might want to cover your ears for this one.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not a good one for you McDonald's lovers out there. This woman kept a McDonald's double cheeseburger for 5 years. It looks unchanged, Marcus.
I've heard about this with other I think Burger King, a lady did it for something like that 5 to 10 years, and like it was just looked exactly the same.
Unchanged. She had gotten she ordered 2 burgers back in 2017. She ate one of them with the intention of eating the other one later.
Mm-hmm.
She threw it in her back seat, forgot about it for a few days. She went to go clean out her car, goes, "Oh, I found it." Saw it was unchanged and said, "Let me do an experiment." Now here we are in 2022, 5 years later, and it's unchanged. I saw before and after pictures. Looks the exact same burger.
I mean, what do you want from McDonald's? I mean, like, if you're going to McDonald's, you're like, these people that are surprised that McDonald's isn't exactly the healthiest foods in the world. Like, what do you expect from McDonald's? Like McDonald's, like you're getting a burger for 59 cents. Shut up. Like, what do you expect? It's a 59-cent burger. Obviously, the quality can't be that great. Like, do I really want to know what consists of the Taco Bell meat? No, I don't want to know that.
Give me my chalupa.
Just give me my chalupa. Like, give me my taco. I know that meat's not good for me. When I go to McDonald's, when I go to Taco Bell, I know I'm not making the best decisions for my health. I get that going in. And if you don't understand that, I don't know what you're doing. And if you don't want to do that, don't do it. Like,
Taco Bell is my ultimate guilty pleasure. Like,
Me too.
I can go without eating fast food, like McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy. I can go without Taco Bell, though, man.
I agree.
Sometimes I gotta go outside of the bun.
Back in the day, I used to eat an entire grande meal myself.
Yo, you remember when the Taco Bell signs were yellow instead of purple?
No,
That's when Taco Bell was Taco Bell.
I don't remember that. But I would do the whole grinding meal myself. The grinding meal was 10 tacos.
Was that
Mexican
what were you saying? Was that the 10 or the 12 pack?
It was
How
no,
many packs
the
of
original
12?
grinding meal was 10 tacos, a Mexican pizza, and I think I'm missing something else. I think like chips or something like that. But like it was great. I walk into and order a grinding meal and watch the entire restaurant shut down and everyone's making my food.
Yeah.
We're just running all over the place, getting this thing done. But my friends called it the bag of food. It was a huge grocery. It would come like in a grocery bag full of stuff. I would sit there happy, just grubbing on it.
Do you think you could eat a party pack right now?
No, I can't do it now. I could do 8 or 9 of a party pack. I could, because now I think it's 14.
It's just 12 tacos. It's just 12 tacos. No, nothing else.
Okay, so if I push myself, probably it wouldn't be comfortable. Back in the day, I could comfortably eat all of that food. Now
Yo, we got to go to White Castle so you can get the we can get the Crave case.
I need to get to White Castle. I've heard things. I've never. Well, that's not true. I had White Castle when I was really little, but I don't remember it. So I want to have it as an adult and see what's up.
We got some time in March to go.
Okay.
It's only about a 25-minute ride from the mountain.
It's the Crave case. What is that?
30 sliders.
And I'll take down 15.
That's what I'm saying. They're literally sliders. They're not full burgers.
Yeah, I could do that.
I can on a bad day, I can do 12 to 14 myself. So
Yeah,
on a good day,
Oh yeah, and slider, because you take the slider, you just dip it in the ketchup.
you can just shove the whole thing in your mouth.
Boom, slide it up.
Slide it up.
Love it.
What you got anything planned for the weekend?
All-Star weekend, so I'll be watching, especially All-Star Saturday night. Love me some All-Star Saturday night. So I'll be watching
Wait,
that.
Hold on. I gotta get. I'll be right back. Meant to bring it in during the break and I forgot to. So give me 1 second.
All right, well, this is weird. I'm just gonna sit here and talk to myself, I guess, because Justin got to do something that I have no idea what's happening right now. But yeah, All-Star Saturday night, got the dunk contest, the 3-point contest, the skills and drills, what I love. I get to watch my boy Luka, who I don't get to see very often. No Durant this year. LeBron's playing. Yeah, I'm excited. Good weekend. Oh, the Kobe. All-Star Kobe. Justin comes back with the All-Star Kobe Bryant jersey. Love it.
I had to. I meant to grab it during the break and I forgot. But All-Star, got to celebrate All-Star weekend the right way.
Absolutely. Maxey also be in the
Rising
the
Star
game.
game.
So he'll be playing in that. Embiid obviously playing the All-Star game on Sunday.
Do we have anybody competing in the skills challenges?
I don't know who they are. I'm sure you'll get like Luka. He usually does that stuff. The 3-point contest really has become my favorite contest of the entire Saturday night. The dunk contest, it's gotten to the point now where we've seen everything. I think really the climax of that was the Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon from 2016. Like, what else can you do after that?
Nothing.
There's nothing else that you're going to do that we haven't already seen.
Yeah, I'm not interested in watching that anymore.
Yeah.
We missed the chance on the
contest
LeBron
is
dunk
the
contest.
best.
So
Say again?
I said, well, we missed the chance for a LeBron dunk contest.
Yeah, that's always going to be one of the greatest disappointments of his legacy, that he never did the dunk contest. He said he was going to do it in 2010, I believe, the year after Dwight Howard. He said when Dwight Howard dunked on that like 12-foot rim.
Yeah.
He said he was going to do it like the following year, and he never did. And it's a shame. Like, it's a shame he never did it. Like, we got Jordan in there, we got Kobe in there, Dr. J. LeBron should have done dunk contest. It was, and honestly, that was kind of a turn when he didn't do it. It was kind of the turning point of stars not doing it anymore. Like, that was what's so great about it back in the day. You had Dominique Wilkins, you had Jordan, you had Kobe, you had actual stars in the NBA doing the dunk contest. I think one of the problems is we got no names doing it now.
Yep.
Like, and it's not like Russell Westbrook should have done it at some point. You want
Oh man, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, you want those guys in the dunk contest. I think that's the
Andre
problem.
Iguodala should have done it. Well, he did, but
He did
should have done it.
He did pretty good. when he did it. He actually had
I think he was too young when he did it.
he actually had a dunk that I'd never seen before up to that point where Iverson threw it off the corner and he reversed it, which was sick. But yeah, we don't get the stars doing it anymore, and because Zach LaVine's not he's done his time, and the thing when
He hurt anyway.
he made his reputation as a dunker, but now he's turned himself into an actual really good NBA player. But that's the thing. You need stars, and they don't have any stars right now. It's like David Thompson. We actually didn't play like David Williams. Like who's David Williams? Who's that? Like the ninth, like the 11th guy on the bench. Like I don't want to see Paul Reed in the dunk contest. Like, I want people I know and people that are actual stars. That's what makes it fun.
So what do you have on the schedule for All-Star Weekend? Anything good?
Let's have some, snack foods. Maybe a cheesesteak item.
Just hang out.
Let's hang out. Nothing crazy.
Nice.
Let's watch. What about you? Anything going on?
I'm going to the movies tonight.
Whoa.
I know.
You know what's crazy? You say that, and like if you said that 10 years ago, like so. Now it's like you're going to the movies.
Yeah.
Which theater?
Movie Tavern in Flowertown.
Movie Tavern's great. Well, you know the Regal. I don't know if last time you were at the movies, but Regal.
Last time I was in the movies was like 2001. No,
Okay,
I'm
so
not really that
Regal,
long, but it's been a minute.
Regal has reshaped everything to look like the Movie Tavern.
Oh, okay.
They have Amber and I just went. We saw Halloween Kills in the theater in October, and yeah, they that was the first time we'd been in there in 6-7 years. Because last time we were at the movies, we were at a Movie Tavern. Because once I went to a Movie Tavern, I'm like, oh well, this is incredible. I'm not going back to Regal ever again.
Exactly. Oh, I didn't know they redid it.
And so everything, yeah, you can order food like that. Everything is because they were bleeding money, I'm sure.
Oh,
Because the Movie Tavern came in, it was like
they cleaned up.
never go to the Regal again.
Well, you know who backs them, right?
Tavern?
Yeah,
Who?
it's a Mark Cuban business.
Of course it is. Good on Cuban for changing the movie business.
Now,
Because who doesn't want to drink at the movies? It's a great option.
Yeah.
Have a drink, has to have a burger.
apparently they're building a movie tavern at the Willow Grove Mall, but
Love
they're building a movie tavern at the Willow Grove Mall like Dr. Dre is coming out with Detox. Like that, that's whatever.
That one.
Like they're building one at Willow Grove Mall, like they're redoing 95. Like
Eminem told us Detox was coming on the Encore album. Encore came out in 2004.
yeah.
So what are you going to see?
I don't know. Some movie about Egypt, I think.
What?
I don't know.
A
She
movie
really wanted to go see it. It's the movie adaptation of a book she really likes. So I was like, all right, but it has something to do with the Nile River. So I'm assuming it has something to
You
do
sit
with
there and
Egypt.
eat your popcorn.
Huh?
You sit there and eat your popcorn.
Well, here's what I'm worried is going to happen. I'm worried I'm going to embarrass myself because it's a 9:35 showing, and it's one of those things where I can recline all the way
No,
back.
don't recline it. Don't be that guy falling asleep in the theater.
It's a 2-hour plus movie.
No, you got take a nap now.
Which means we're looking at like an end time of around midnight. I'm worried I'm going to embarrass.
Take your nap at 4. Take it from like 4 to 6 or 7. Don't be that guy falling asleep in the theater with the mouth open. Popcorn all over your chest.
I did that during a midnight showing for Star Wars one time.
I did my last midnight showing was Dark Knight. Dark Knight,
Is that the one with Heath Ledger?
yes.
Yeah, which movie theater were you at?
Regal 22. Warm.
I was. There was a very good chance that you and I were in the same theater.
Dude, that was
there at midnight.
I saw Star Wars Episode 1 in the theater midnight showing, which I don't know what I was doing there because I don't care about Star Wars.
I love
It was
that you
like one
guys
of those things
very-
where yo,
seem
we're
very
gonna do
upset.
midnight. I was like, all right.
I'm also, once we get off of here, I'm going to go attempt a new recipe for lunch.
Ooh, what are you doing?
I'm keeping it under wraps because if it turns out like it sucks, you'll never hear from it again.
All right.
If it turned out good, I'll be all about this on Monday. So, but I was looking up things to make, and I stumbled upon it yesterday, and I was looking, and I was like, you know what? This isn't actually as hard as I
Thought it was.
thought it was going to be. So I don't want to roll the dice and try it for dinner. I'd rather screw it up at lunch, and then I still have time to get something else to eat.
Good plan.
Because if I do it at dinner and I screw it up, then I'm gonna be hangry and I'm gonna
Yeah,
be
I
in a bad mood. And so, but
Man.
yeah, I will be doing that after this, and then
So
I'll
I'm
be
gonna
hanging out.
need large popcorn out of you. I need some pretzel.
I'm not a popcorn guy though. Sub it out with something else.
Less disappointing.
Yeah, I'm
Wrong.
not a popcorn guy.
Movie theater popcorn is goaded, but
Yeah.
okay, that's fine. Pretzels and cheese,
Mandatory.
Sour Patches.
Oh, they're already they've been pre-purchased.
What? Oh, we get them from Wawa?
Uh,
Smuggling in like you're 15?
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're a grown ass man. Just buy it at the movie tavern. You can't
sir.
be smuggling in. You're a grown man. What are you doing?
No, sir. They've already
You can't do that anymore.
been purchased. They will be in tucked.
What are you doing? You can't be. Oh my God! You're smuggling snacks.
Listen, if I could, I would smuggle in Philly Pretzel Factory pretzel bites. They're better than whatever I get there.
A whole tray. Just smuggle a tray.
I'll get one of those like shakers. You know the shakers that they
Yeah,
have?
that was a good invention. Whoever did that, the snack thing with the drink.
Listen.
It's clever.
So do you know the actor that plays Elliot Stabler? I can't remember his name right now. But the actual actor that plays him.
Oh, that's for you.
Yeah.
I want to say Chris something. I feel like,
Chris Maloney.
is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So he a couple years ago, so he's not very much of a tweeter or poster on social media. But a couple years ago, it was the 4th of July. My man put out the one of the go-to tweets.
Okay.
I screenshotted this on my phone, and I stumbled upon it. He's holding a beer bottle. It only works with a bottle.
Okay.
Has a plastic tray that comes over top of it, and it has various compartments to put chips and various things around your beer. So you can have a snack tray on your beer.
But what happens when you want to drink the beer? Do you have to take the snack off of it?
Well, you just pick the whole tray up, take the sip, and then just slide it right back on top.
No, it's too much work.
Now,
Put a straw in there.
put a straw in there. Then. Right. Either way, it's the entire contraption of having your food.
Because here's the deal. You take that. Here's the deal. What's going to happen? The drunker you get, you take that thing off. If something bad's going to happen, it's going to spill at some point.
Or you just keep your first empty. Keep your first empty right by your side.
Oh, real quick before we go, you know what I don't like about the movies right now? I don't like the fact this annoyed me with we went to saw Halloween Kills.
Okay.
They're doing this thing now when you go to the movies that you have to pre-reserve your seat. I
did that.
I don't like it. Show up like listen, if you want a good seat, you show up and you pick out your seat. I don't like because now you got people thinking you can show up. I hate the credit people showing up in the credit looking for your friend Eddie, all in the dark, can't find Eddie. No. Show up early when the lights are on with the trivia. Do the trivia because it's one of the secret gems of the movies. I love the trivia. I like the trivia. I gotta see the roller coaster with the snacks. Dude, I used to go to the movies so much. I used to be able to count what's coming next with the snacks. Just a loser. I'd be able to count it.
So
Black popcorn pop.
I'm a very big fan of that. I got to pre-pick my seats.
Of course, I could see you being in this
because I picked seats directly in the middle of the screen.
Yes,
elevated.
You got to elevate.
Elevated, last row where there's nobody behind me. Not the last overall row, but there's nobody behind me.
You know what I used to love at the Regal? They don't have this anymore. They took out all the seats and put the
F5 and F6, I believe, are the seats.
Nice. They took out the regular seats and put the movie tavern seats in. I used to love the seats to the left, the 2 seats, where you don't have to worry about sitting next to anybody.
All the way on the other side of the aisle.
Oh, yeah. When you go on a date with somebody, we go to those seats.
Fact.
We're sitting here. I'm going to go to the inside. You're on the outside.
Fact.
That's why I love those seats. They don't have those anymore, though, because it's all movie tavern seats. So literally, unless you're going with a group of like 5-6 people, you're sitting next to someone random, probably.
Yes.
Which I don't like.
And though I did
comedy.
see they're not available in the physical particular theater that we're going to see it in. However, apparently now they have reclining couples seats.
No, I don't like that. I don't want people getting that comfortable in the theater.
I will fall asleep.
I don't like that. Someone might be getting a handy over there, a secret handy under the coat. I don't want that. No,
We can only hope
that's too much.
we
We don't
can
need
only-
seats.
we can only hope that someone will be so lucky, Marcus.
Yeah, but now when I'm in the theater, I'm calling you out.
A,
Hey, look at your hands.
win for one of us is a win for all of us.
I don't need that. Listen, I'm not 17. I don't need that. I don't. That's reserved for home. I don't need that in the theater. I don't want to see it either.
I got nothing else. Let's get out of here. Before we get
All right. At Marcus Between everywhere.
at Justin and Michelle on the Bluebird app.
Brad and Memory Pod everywhere. BradandMichelle.com for the merch. 10% off the code Bremy. Beef Jerky Outlet in Langhorne.
We will be there 1 week from tomorrow. Yes. Next Saturday, the 26th, live show at the Beef Jerky Outlet. And make sure to use promo code Bremy10 for 10% off your first in-app order at District Taco.
And until next time, you can be with us, you can be against us. You're never going to stop us. Have a great weekend. Late.